Right, what's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Hegshot. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have the Scar 17S full review ready to go, man. And this has been a while in the making. Almost 1 full year of shooting this gun, testing it out. And really, this has not been a me being lazy thing. This has been a literally me not knowing jack squat about long range shooting thing. I had to figure that out, man. Y'all know we've been doing this for 7.5 years, and this coming April will be 8 years. And we've done a ton of pistols. Long range shooting, anything out over past 100 yards, I hadn't even done until a 1.5 years ago. So there was no way I was going to get on camera after a couple months and tell you guys, man, this thing's freaking awesome. Because I didn't know anything about it. Had to learn about this stuff. All of the little intricacies that go into long-range shooting is incredible. And I'm going to share this with y'all. And if you don't know anything about it, maybe I can teach you something. Because, man, it's been a process for sure. But, dude, I'm freaking obsessed with long range. Hitting steel like 500-600 yards is a drug on its own. It really is awesome, man. So that's why it's been so long. So hopefully I can bring you a solid review and something that actually is trustworthy, obviously, and also that isn't me just up here like trying to act like I know what I'm talking about. I actually do know some of this stuff now. So it's pretty cool to kind of learn this, and it's the same thing we went through with pistols too. So it is what it is. So if you like the video and you want to see more of this, man, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button. And let me know which version of the Scar is your favorite. So yeah, there's that. And dude, I gotta show you this thing real quick, man. I have to show you this product because I had no clue these even existed or that this could even happen to you. But if you want to protect yourself in your car, check this out. These are the products from Hyper-Eon that can help protect your vehicle. So you have the Centennial right here and you have the Juggernaut. And essentially what thieves have figured out, even though cars have gotten smarter over the years and engineers have figured out a better way to keep your cars from being stolen, these things are always sending out a signal. So what thieves can do is stand outside of your home, or if you're in a hotel or wherever, they can use what's called an amplifier, grab the signal from the key inside of your home, you could be sleeping or whatever, send it to another device that can then imitate your key, and the car will think that the key is right next to it, allowing the vehicle to be started up and driven away, or allow the possessions to be stolen from the inside of your car. If you've ever been stolen from, you know that is the worst feeling, and the worst people in the world are thieves, hands down. And anything I can do to prevent anything of mine from being stolen, I will do it, and these devices do that. So let me show you how this actually works here. So I'm gonna put this on the inside of it, close it up, try to start up my car. No key detected. This blocks the signal from ever being transmitted to help protect your investment. And it's actually an even smaller investment in this thing for all of my subscribers. Y'all get 25% off plus free shipping. A super small investment to help protect your second biggest ones. These things are great if you're going to parking garages, if you're on vacation, you're staying in a hotel, or just outside of your home. A very awesome thing. These are anodized aluminum, very nice. I actually like the Centennial because the top stays on it permanently and it magnetically closes, and the Juggernaut is a nice option too. It's got a little bit more room inside depending on what size key you have, and this one's also magnetic as well. Hyper-Eon, there's the Juggernaut and the Centennial. Check them out with the link down below. So let's go ahead and get started with the Scar, man. Dude, if you just need a quick and dirty, I love this gun. I absolutely love it, dude. There's so many things to talk about here, but there are some pros and cons, just like with everything, man. So let's go ahead and start with the basic specs. You have an 8-pound naked rifle. You have a 16.25 inch barrel, and you're at like 28 to 38 inches in overall length, okay? You have the 16S, which is a 5.56 gun, which I didn't want, 17S, which is 308, 20S, which is 308, but a dedicated long-range gun, okay? And the only reason I say I didn't want the 16S, at least for my first Scar, was because I wanted something in 308. That's it, okay? So let's start at the front here, and it actually comes with this proprietary muzzle brake device. I didn't feel a need to change this thing, so I left it on as it is, okay? Coming up to the gas system right here, this is an adjustable short stroke gas system. All right, and basically you can run it with a suppressor, non-suppressed, whatever. I think there's 3 different positions here, and then you also have right above that the flip up iron sights, which is kind of nice, man. It flips down out of the way, all right, when you don't need it. Just has a little serrated button right there under spring pressure, and you just kind of push it up, and wherever you need to move it, you can move it. And this is a cold hammer forged barrel, chrome lined. So when you look at the price of the Scar, you'll start seeing these components are very heavy duty and well made, all right? And that's where a lot of this cost stuff comes in. By the way, these things are made in Belgium, but from what I understand, there's like this series of things that, you know, they make them in Belgium, but they put them together here in South Carolina, which is pretty cool for us because we live in South Carolina. So, yeah, that's kind of a neat thing there. All the way around, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock position, and your 3 o'clock position, you have pick rails, all right? So if you want to run whatever you want to run, you can do that. I just took one of these MOE foregrips, and really this serves 2 things right here, man. This allows me to keep my thumb out of the way of the reciprocating charging handle. They do make a version without it, by the way. And it just keeps it in a better position right there, just like that. I never hold it like this. I'm always holding it just like that, and it does a fine job. One thing I have not done on this rifle, you can see I keep it pretty basic, man. An extended charging handle is absolutely something I have to get. What I did, because I heard that the Scar will eat your optics up if you don't have a good mount for it, is I went with one of these Bobro mounts. And dude, this thing is awesome. Quick detach. It's done everything I needed to do. It now holds the Crimson Trace 6 to 24 by 50. I originally had it in the Vortex 1 to 6 by 24. This mount has done me a really awesome job, man. And it was expensive though, but it's done a nice job. And I didn't want to eat up optics on this gun, you know, so that's kind of why I went with something like that. Again, reciprocating charging handle. You can see your bolt handle right there. You can flip this around to the other side if you are a left-handed shooter. That is not a problem. Well, you can see the 50 shades of the Scar here. You have the FD upper, FD lower, FD mag, FD buttstock, and they're all different colors. So 50 shades of your Scar right there. This is a hard anodized aluminum upper and then a polymer lower, kind of a standard fare right there. And by the way, the barrel, it is a free floating barrel, but I'm pretty sure y'all already expected that. And you do have a sling attachment up here in the front, and you also have 2 back here in the rear in different positions there. Bolt release, bolt catch right here. Magazine release, that is ambidextrous, by the way, on the other side of the gun. And it comes with one 20-round mag. And then I got this other 20-round mag because, you know, just one magazine is kind of doo-doo, and so, you know, you got to order another mag. Those are about 50 bucks each. All right, safety selector switch right here. Really easy to get to. This is very AR style to me, except the controls are just a little bit easier to actuate. Does that make any sense? Maybe they're just in a little better position, but not that much difference, dude. I just like the oversized function of your magazine release and also of the safety selector. It just, I don't know, man. It just works really well. Magazine release is serrated there, and it just does a good job. Let's flip this around. You can see your shell deflector right there. There's your magazine release on this side, safety selector, all that good stuff. It came with a garbage grip on this thing. You know, you would think this kind of money you'd be getting the best of the best on everything. No. I took this from the same AR-15 I took from the foregrip from, and I put this on there. It doesn't fit great. You can see there's a little bit of a gap, but man, it's super comfortable. That's the whole reason that I went with that. It's got like a little compartment in the bottom with a plug, and you can see it's falling out. Who gives a crap? I'm not keeping anything in there, so. But it's just a nice, comfortable grip there. That's the whole reason that I went with that. So, flipping this around, obviously this locks in on this side. Side folding, no buffer tube or anything to worry about back here, so that's pretty cool. It kind of shortens down your length for, you know, transport or whatever, you're going to the range, whatever you're doing. That makes it very convenient there. But this is plastic right here, and I had heard that these kind of break off. So I never just take this thing and just slam it home. I always just close it by opening and actually pushing the button and opening and closing. You have an adjustable cheek riser right here. And then you also have a 6-position stock right there. Okay, so everything's kind of plastic. The back of the gun is a little bit cheap to me, but kind of is what it is, man. They want to shave down on the weight at the same time trying to provide these quality components. So I get the balance there. It's not a huge deal to me. Really, I think my biggest gripe on this is this right here. It doesn't close super easily, and I heard that they've broken, and I just don't trust it, so I'm just kind of very ginger with it. And then the shell deflector actually works as a catch for the side folding stock. So you have a cutout here that matches up with a cutout here, and it just kind of locks that, so you don't really have to worry about that as much. It doesn't really lock it. It just kind of holds it in place there. Okay, so not too bad. See what I almost did there? I almost broke my own rule. Just close that, and there we go. So let's break it down, and then we're going to hit the range. So this is an easy breakdown. You just have to get it in the right order. You basically have one pin here. Push that through. It's captive, so nothing to worry about there. Push it forward, drop it down. There you go. There's your hammer and your lower, essentially, the gun. And then you're going to depress the side folding stock, swing it over, pull this down, and then all you're going to do is work your bolt back. You can see the back of the bolt there. Recoil spring. Boom. And then you're going to take your charging handle, pull it out right there. Let it all come out the back. Now, you can see this big mash right here. This is what your piston actuates on. You can actually see the ring from the piston on the inside of there. And then this is very AR-15 style. You have your cam lug right here. And then, of course, your ejector, extractor, all in the bolt lug. And it kind of rotates into place. And then this holds your firing pin back here. So there's one little pin here. You just push that out, and that will allow you to remove your firing pin, remove the bolt, and all of that good stuff. So pretty easy to maintain and disassemble. And I'm not going to be able to show you this. I'd like to, but your piston is just housed right up here. Okay, and that's why you have all this mass. So you don't have a piston rod or something actuating. Really, the piston directly acts on this mash right here to drive the bolt backward and forward. Well, you know, and the recoil spring drives it forward. So there you go, man. That's how it's set up, dude. This is the SCAR 17S, dude, and we're going to show you a variety of different shooting trips that we have. We've done the 200 to 600 yard test already, so if you want to go check that out, that's already on the channel, posted up for y'all. Now we're going to do just the regular test here. So you're going to see a variety of different distances, 300 yards, 200 yards, 400 yards, things like that. Again, if you want to see it even further, go out and check that other video, 200 to 600 yards in that other video. Real quick, just so you know, whenever you do this, make sure you do this the right way and put it in reverse the way you found it. We're going to slide this here. Slide that up in place. Then we're going to take the lower. Start at the back end, normally is easier. Slide it back. Pin goes home, just like that. Boom. Slide this home. Function check. Boom, we're good to go. All right, let's hit the range, man. Show you what it did out there. When we come back, I'll show you the trigger. We'll talk about pros and cons and my overall opinion of the SCAR 17S, and we'll answer the question of the video. Is this thing worth the money, dude? Let's get into it. Where did it hit?
I didn't even see a hit. You hit it.
I did?
Yep.
Hit left shoulder. Or just below the shoulder. Hit left shoulder. Hit center. Hit. Hit.
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
Top left shoulder. Same. Like right around the collarbone on the left side. Same. Center.
All right, man. Scar on the range it's a good day, no matter what. It is a good day with one of these things, man. So much fun to shoot, dude. And before I bought one of these, dude, I was like, how is this thing this much money? It's so much money, dude. And I'm thinking that how can it be any better than anything else out there? And I don't have a ton to compare it to, but what I can tell you is it's made my life easier learning long range because it's so freaking accurate, dude. And I don't even know if I justifiably showed the accuracy of this thing, but I'm talking about practical accuracy. Sure, there's going to be guys out there that do sub MOA tests and MOA tests and all this kind of stuff, and that's awesome, dude. That's great. My concern, can I hit the target reliably at the distance I want to hit it at and feel comfortable with that? That's what I'm concerned with. And this thing just, I don't know, man. It's a whole nother level of just awesomeness. I don't know how to explain it, man. Super smooth on the recoil, the 308. This gun just kind of soaks it all right up. I don't notice a ton of muzzle rise with this thing. I don't notice a ton of nothing, man. It's very, very comfortable gun to shoot. And when I shoot it compared to an AR, you can obviously tell the AR is way underpowered compared to this, but it's still not uncomfortable to shoot at all, man. My son shot this, Mrs Hegshot, I've shot it, and we've all had a blast on this thing, man. Anything I would say, if you have a range under 100 yards, I wouldn't even buy one of these. At 300 yards, it starts to become like a test, man. It starts to become fun with this. At 200 yards, it's just boring. And I'm just being real with you, man. It's just consistently boring. 300-400 yards, it starts to become a little bit more interesting, but it's still a regular type of just boring, consistent, accurate awesomeness. I've had one issue with this thing, and it wasn't an issue of the gun. It was actually an issue with one of my rounds. I guess it wasn't crimped correctly, and the bullet actually popped down in the casing a little bit. Didn't feed correctly, and I did not shoot it, obviously. So there you go. That's the only issue I've had with it. Controls and everything, I've already kind of talked about it. They all work very well. I tend to load when I'm at the bench there, like 5 or 6 rounds at a time, just to keep myself in check. Loading the mags in and out, everything works exactly how you would expect it. Trigger on this thing, it's a mil-spec trigger, man. And y'all know me by now, man. You know I don't drop a ton of money into triggers and other things. That's just not my style. The trigger, for what it is, it feels like an AR-15 style, basic mil-spec trigger. That's what comes in this thing. Don't expect anything better than that. Reset, boom. I'm not even going to show you because it's just boring. It's like any other mil-spec style trigger in an AR. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now this is on a whole different level than an AR, but the trigger kind of is what it is. Everything works as it should, man. Even the cheek riser, I don't use this a whole bunch, but it still does its job very well. The flip-up sights in the front and rear are a nice addition. Now I've seen some guys actually take this rear one off. For the eye relief on this one, it actually does a pretty decent job. The adjustable stock allows me and Mrs Hegshot to generally get a pretty good eye relief and picture on the optics that we're running here. So that's a nice thing. Again, adjustable cheek rest, all of that kind of works as it should. The gun performed amazing, man, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity. And I just feel very blessed to be able to review something like this, man. And I'm not trying to get too corny with it, but it's true, man. It's something when I look at 7 years ago thinking that I'm reviewing a SCAR today, it's very humbling. So I appreciate all your support and allow me to actually review a gun like this. It's a whole nother level, dude. And there's some things that I don't like, and I've told you pretty much all the things that I like, but I gotta touch on some of these other things because they just kind of drive me nuts. This charging handle, I don't mind that it's reciprocating. Matter of fact, I mean, the recoil's pretty manageable and everything's good with it. It doesn't bother me too much, but what bothers me is how short this thing is. With any decent rail setup or anything that's going to stick out a little bit, you're going to bust your knuckles on the side of the rail. So this is kind of a drawback. You can upgrade these for as little as like 30 bucks. Not a huge deal. Just wish it came with a better one on the rifle. Coming back here, the grip that comes on it, it's a standard mil spec style grip. I hate it. Don't know, it doesn't belong on a rifle like this. I don't say that in like a snobbish way. I say it in a way that if you spend this much money on a rifle, you expect it to come with the premium of the best premium parts on it. It just seems like some of these things they absolutely did not. They were like, this is fine, it'll work. The trigger, it's a decent trigger for what it is. Do you think it should come with a better trigger? I think maybe it should, but you know, whatever, it's just kind of one of those things. Back here, again, you have a lot of plastic. Let's flip this around. You have a lot of plastic here, which is okay. I'm okay with polymers and stuff. It's not a big deal. But it just, like this right here, these breaking off, and it just doesn't swing open and close as it should. You really have to slam that thing, and then you run the risk of breaking it. It just seems like there's some of these things that should just be a little bit better. Is that nitpicking? I don't think so, not with a gun. Like I've said 3 or 4 times, that's worth this much money. When I'm talking about cons on this gun, some of the things that I'm pointing out I think are totally legitimate. You know, and the cost is a con as well. I mean, if you break it down and say how many other guns could you buy in place of this, it becomes like, you know, can you justify it? I think that the cost, although it is a very well-built gun, it's just expensive, dude. It's just expensive. But here's one thing I will say, and I think this is the most important thing really for any gun. Not that you have to spend this much to get this quality, but I will say this, I trust this gun. And if I need or want a gun that I am going to completely trust 100%, I can officially say that I trust the SCAR 17. This thing is a monster. I've had nothing but success with this thing. It's really helped get me into long-range shooting, and dude, this gun, I know when I load it up and I get behind it, dude, that it is going to fire. Now, can I get the shots on target? Well, you know, that's neither here nor there. That's for any gun, but this one I know works, and I know it's well built. That's all I can tell you, man. Really love it. Top notch, dude. When it comes to rifles, dude, I'm going to give this thing a 9 to a 9.5 out of 10. Absolutely incredible. Love what they've done with the SCAR. Obviously, I'm not the first person to review this, so I took a bunch of time to bring you all the information I thought was pertinent and just my experience with it. Hopefully that helped you out. I'd love to hear what your experience with the SCAR is. Which series do you like the best? Do you even like the SCAR? Let me know down below, man. Make sure you smash the like button. And if you're not a subscriber by now, make sure you subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.